feel like I got a little mustache right now.
You want the sweat towel?
Yeah, I'm see the sweat towel.
There you go.
On the face.
There you go. Do I have any? I feel like I do.
You're good, bro.
All right, well, welcome to Brew Detective, yet another podcast hosted by a white dude with a neck beard. Let's get into it, all right? Episode 3 brought a lot of new details to the table. Let's talk about what we know right now, most recently from the latest episode. I think, just to start on a talking point, Roland West gets shot at some point. You know what I mean? He says, at the bar scene at the end, he says, you know, we can't all get shot, golf forever, and then hit up our buddies thinking we're doing them a favor. So between 1980 and 1990, there's going to be a shootout. And a point that's already been made by you, Nick, was that traditionally in True Detective, episode 4-ish is when an action scene happens.
Big shootout.
So in season 1, it was the one take with the biker gang.
Oh, wait, no, that was I thought that was a later one. I thought season 4 was the one that they hide where they shoot the guy in the back of the head.
I'm not too sure.
I think it was that shootout.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
you are the
Biker Gang,
season 1 king, so
Biker Gang is episode 6, I believe.
okay.
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in season 2, it was the big shootout
In
right?
like the streets, yeah.
I think that was episode 4.
So either way, we're probably gonna be seeing some violence next
Yeah,
episode.
take all that.
I'm ready
for
for some
people.
violence.
Don't need people fact checking that because it's probably not true.
So, going off on I guess that point of what happened between 1980 and 1990 with Roland and Wayne, they lost contact with each other. No bad blood, but you know, like Roland
It'd be
said,
like that sometimes.
It does. He just said when we stopped, we just stopped.
Sometimes it be how it is. What is it?
What?
Sometimes it just be how it is, how it do, whatever the kids say.
I think
Sure.
that's the saying.
I think that's what the kids are saying.
Sometimes
these days.
it be like it do when it be.
Okay.
That's-
Matthew McConaughey over here from season 1.
Time is a circle.
That's also flat.
A flat circle.
All right, so between 1980 and 1990, Roland and Wayne lose contact. Roland seems to get promoted, go through the ranks, kind of follow a upward trajectory in his career. Where,
What you would have pictured Mahershala Ali's character doing.
right, because as we've seen, Mahershala Ali is actually a real good detective.
Yeah.
And they both recognize that in each other.
He probably climbed some ranks in the army, maybe, besides being a lawyer.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm sure to get to that position, you have to, you know,
Prove
climb.
yourself.
Excuse me. But yeah, Roland mentions, he goes, y'all fucked a good detective on that. So something happens with Wayne. I can't stop burping, dude.
Maybe Mahershala takes the hit for something.
Yeah, well, Roland mentions like that he invited him back to the precinct or whatever it was, and the mayor's office like blocked it twice. There's something went down. Like I'm assuming in the case that maybe Mahershala Ali takes the fall for. I don't know, because Roland is fine and he's not, and I don't know what happened because it happened during that case.
Definitely. There's going to be an episode where we're like, okay, this was the this was the defining moment between them that set off the next 10 years of their own careers. And I mean, it's not that Wayne looks like he's doing bad. He has a job with the state police, as we saw in the Walmart scene. He says, I'm a state police, you have to lock down the store. Which, that Walmart scene was awesome. That was a really intense
Is that
scene.
also when he's like in that room with like all the dispatchers like at the typewriter? Is that the same job?
That's the same job.
It doesn't seem that glamorous.
It definitely, it's not glamorous, yeah. It's probably supposed to look like a downgrade or...
I mean, he still has the badge, you know?
yeah,
like he's
still has the badge and gun.
But it looks like an office job. It's not like we're on the scene. Like
if he didn't have a badge and a gun, I'd think he works like a call center. Or something,
exactly.
You know?
That's what I thought that was, a little call center.
Right.
I do love that Walmart scene, though, because you can picture his paranoia. Like, he's dealing with a case where one kid ended up dead, and another one turns up missing, but was kidnapped, obviously, or whatever.
And in his situation, he finds the boy and can't find the girl, just like the murder, you know? And so it kind of, I'm sure, gave him that fight or flight instinct of like, I need to find my daughter right now, or else I know what can possibly happen.
Yeah, I would have definitely been tripping there, as well.
The Walmart scene was one of the 3 big scenes I want to talk about this episode. The other one being the hallucination scene. I mean, I guess let's just talk about that. That was definitely the most detail-loaded 5 minutes of the season so far and what it revealed to us. And in my mind, the biggest reveal was Amelia saying, "You have left something in the woods, and it's going to like come to fruition, and it's going to cost you everything."
Hearing you say that, at first when I heard it, I thought she literally meant you left like a physical thing in the woods. But now that I'm hearing you say it, I feel like she might mean just like
part of him.
Yeah, like either part of him or part of his. Like I don't think she may have been referring to an actual physical piece of evidence, but I did when I first saw the episode. But then when you said that just now, it made me think like it could just be like a memory or just like part of him.
Oh yeah,
like, something may have happened in those woods that just fucked him and changed him. Like that's what it could be between like him and Roland or whatever it is. Like something is going to go down there that kind of changes him a little.
There's an interesting theory going around right now that Wayne finds who did it using his tracking skills, does some good old vigilante justice, and kills him because maybe the state won't prosecute or arrest him because depending on who the guy is.
Maybe
kills
it's heat of
him.
the moment, too.
Maybe, yeah, that too. He kills him, buries him in the woods. Amelia writes the book as a cover-up, and now the documentary is kind of poking or finding the holes that have been there the whole time. And they're kind of going through it now.
Part of me thinks his memory problems are because he's hidden something he's done, like
It's repressed deeply.
repressed it so deeply that he's fucked his own memory, and until he comes to terms and quote unquote remembers like what it is, like then he won't have memory problems anymore.
He said multiple times like working the case has helped him like clear up some memories that he didn't even know he had, I think, or like if he did have them, he didn't realize it. But I don't think I like that theory because it goes against the scene with him and Roland where he doesn't tell him to shoot the fox. Unless the guy is up to his level of like, unless he feels in danger, I don't think he's going to kill someone in cold blood.
I think that's why we saw that fox scene, though. So when Wayne actually does kill that guy, not in cold blood, kills him out of, like I said, vigilante justice. Or her, true, it's 2019.
Yeah, but I can't see him killing a woman, let alone a perp who, like, doesn't really... Like, I can't see him killing someone in the heat of the moment unless he really thinks, like, the guy's going to kill him, too.
Well, in the
woods... It would
woods,
just go against his character.
So, in the war, though, they're like, this man was in the woods for weeks, months, and would just come home with scalps.
Yeah, scalps.
So, his...
Well, that was war.
I know,
100 Nazi scalps from all you.
Yes, exactly. I want my scalps.
It's the Mayor Jew. But yeah, dude, I think... last episode, you brought up how it could be Amelia Hayes. I know her name this time.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of got some vibes, like
we know that they have tension in their marriage in the 90s now. That's a huge cue.
Yeah.
That's a
the
big
car
deal.
scene outside the Walgreens was weird.
It was weird.
How she's like, let's just go fucking drink at the hotel.
Yeah. Is she trying to distract him from finding Julie? Like, trying to distract the male mind with sex and alcohol just to get off the beaten path?
One thing, this isn't my big theory, I just kind of remembered, I thought of this before, but remember the guy at the house that was like, yeah, some dude in a suit came by here.
Yeah, the kind of redneck guy towards the end of the episode.
Like, it was a black guy and a white girl driving around in that nice car. What if he accidentally got that mixed up and it was a black girl and a white man? Because remember, Amelia got picked up by that nerdy-looking white guy.
No, the detective. It was another detective. Amelia went out with the detective and got drunk with him.
No, not this episode. I think it was the first
episode. The guy was like, come on, babe, let's go.
Yeah.
Who is that guy?
Exactly. What if the guy mixed up? He was like,
Doggy.
oh, no, wait, it could have been a black girl and a white guy instead of a black guy and...
That's
could be a classic
theory.
mix-up. Could be a classic mix-up.
And then that would fit the Amelia Hayes as the killer thing. Which
That's
is just,
interesting.
It's got so many plot holes, but I mean, it's like, you never know.
Yeah, but who was that guy?
The boyfriend?
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about him. We don't even know who the fuck that guy is.
What if
they showed him, so he must be
What if he's a little accomplice?
He probably is.
You don't show something like that and then it not be anything.
Definitely.
What's that called? Where
Foreshadowing.
It's like, no, it's like a...
Chekhov's gun.
Yeah, it's like, it's got to be something.
Or a red herring. I don't know. One of the plots.
Both of those
Occam's
sound right.
razor.
Exactly.
Murphy's Law.
They're all right.
Rube Goldberg.
Welcome to the podcast. They're all right.
Welcome to the podcast.
Bermuda Triangle, dude.
Every theory that we're saying right now is accurate.
I mean, none of them are wrong, but none of them are right.
Welcome to the most accurate True Detective podcast on the air right now.
Not to jump around, but I can't wait to get to, like, should I just say the theory?
Yeah, just go on in. I think it's fine.
All right, and it's kind of like two, like...
Holy paragraph.
I know, oh my god.
I know, all right.
You're at like a Q&A and you're like, actually my question is 2.
Actually, this is, how many terabytes of WAM?
Dedicated WAM. Okay.
So, remember the little kid Ronnie that was like,
the friend with the dog.
Yeah, so his story doesn't add up. He's like, or like at least the kid's story doesn't add up with his.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think Ronnie was playing with the kids because there was 2 Star Wars action figures in that bag.
Mm-hmm.
And remember when the detectives first interviewed him, he's like, "You like Star Wars, kid?" Like, remember?
Very true.
Remember Hayes did that?
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
So there's the Star Wars thing that could put him with those toys. So Will and this kid were probably playing in the woods with some dude, some pedophile dude, and Will probably fell when he was chasing them around like a fucking
Jedi
pedophile, and
like a pedophile.
So Will probably fell, hit his head, got injured. He was like, "Ronnie, like this is what happened, like you like," and he probably like scared.
I don't think that Ronnie kid has.
Didn't
any
every
idea.
kid like Star Wars though?
Yeah.
I mean, if you didn't,
but
that's just
the fact that they included the vroom Jedi lightsaber noise and the action figures.
It's Occam's razor again.
I think the person they could have been playing with.
It's not. It's Chekhov's gun.
Dude, I think the person that could have been playing with the kids is the trash man, the Native American guy.
Yes.
Because he's like, "Oh, I miss my kids," like whatever.
No, absolutely.
And the people are even beating him up, going like, "Stay out of here!" Like,
I think they're really paranoid too, though. It shows to the paranoia, like the scene where none of them go on the bus.
But that would explain the little dolls, though, because that looks like it could be some Native American stuff.
I agree.
So that explained that, like, that could put him as the guy.
Now that we were talking about the trash guy, real quick, can we talk about his duffel bag?
Yeah, I think that was a kid in there, dude.
It's definitely a gun from Vietnam.
One of you guys is right, and I don't know which is which yet, because obviously I want to think guns because it goes with the theory of next episode will be violent.
Could be a blow-up doll.
Dude, every Vietnam vet kept their shit.
Right.
Including their dead kids.
No, the bag did look a little limp. Like, I see what you're saying on how it could be a person or a child or something in there, something close to him that a crazy person would keep. But a body wouldn't just, like, not decompose and not, like... If you pick up, I think, like, a rotten corpse, it's gonna, like, fall apart, dude. Yeah. I don't know if it can, like, maintain any, like, composure. It
definitely wasn't in the fridge. But it could have been fresh, I don't know.
Mortis, though?
Yeah, but that's for, like, a little bit. That's rigor mortis, I don't think, lasts very long, you know? Because people, like,
I am not an expert.
I am.
Oh, man, yeah, that scene was sketched, though, because I feel like he was definitely pissed off when he got back into his house. It wasn't like... I feel like he wasn't, like, scared. He was like, "Oh, I have to hide this." He was like, "I'm going to grab whatever I can and fuck shit up." That was the vibe I got.
There's a line in episode 1 where they're saying, well, we all know what happened with him. And they're referring to the Native American guy. Something happens, dude.
Yeah.
Roland's going to get shot. There's going to be a shoot-up episode because it goes with the episode 4
and so
theory.
He probably did have a gun.
Yeah, well, he definitely has his guns from Vietnam. Like, Price, they kept their shit, you know? He definitely is... He's definitely bearing arms there.
That scene is fucked up though, because he's like getting his ass beat, and he's like, "I literally fought for your rights. Like I have rights to be here too," and they're just fucking him up because they're all scared.
He's like, "I fought for your freedom. Now you're all like, it's like 9 against 1."
It's kind of fucked up though, because that same shit is happening like right now today. Kind of like people have the same types of feelings. And,
it's the fucking kid in the MAGA hat.
Are y'all getting this vibe that like Will's death and Julie's like kidnapping could be just 2 totally separate freak accidents within like a span of a couple hours?
That'd be interesting.
Like, what if she gets kidnapped and Will's like looking all over, and some pedophile's like I can help you look for her. Maybe she ran off in the woods, y'all.
Let's talk about their secret friend.
And he's got like the wisp or the whistle like in the Family Guy.
Yeah.
Hey boys.
All right, let's talk about their secret friend. They're obviously not going to meet Ronnie with the dog. They're going to meet someone and have for a long time. The dad said 3 to 4 times a week they're going to hang out with friends that aren't there. So, is it the uncle? Is it some guy we don't know? Is it the Native
Are
American?
they going to play D&D?
Well, it doesn't. They're not meeting anybody. You know, they're not meeting any friend. That's like I think been made abundantly clear
Speaking
to
of the
us.
D&D, the cast.
But I'm saying, like, are they playing D&D with someone who's not, like,
in
one
the
of their...
woods?
Yeah, like,
I
I'm
think so.
saying, like, I don't know, like, I'm...
Oh, like playing
With a
D&D like with the
pedophile.
murder.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
I feel like that was kind of alluded because I mean, like the dice in the woods could have he just had him and dropped him or something, but like I feel like the drawings and like the evidence, like I feel like they could be like role playing out there. Like it's a bit like all the marriage
Smart,
shit.
dude,
like
yeah. Some people role play their Dungeons and Dragons, and the castle, dude, the drawing, that's probably in the woods or
It's
like,
they're probably gonna realize like next episode, like, oh,
yeah,
it's literally gonna be Stranger Things season 2, where the guy's like, wait, this is the map to the blah blah blah.
I love the scene where Hayes discovers like the album and sees like
Yeah,
Will.
all right, let's talk about the
That was
communion
really
pick.
cool.
I personally think the communion pick is just
coincidence.
Yeah, because every kid who did first communion has like a picture with his hands in a steeple. Like that's a very like
it's a religious.
It's
thing.
a very common religious
that's why
thing.
they placed his hands like that.
Exactly. So I don't know if that his like posture when he's dead has anything to do with that directly. I was actually talking to it about it with the show's biggest fan, Colin Zabo, out in Massachusetts.
Classic
Shout
guy.
out Zabo. But he was saying that because I told him I was like, that's probably a dead end clue, and he was like, well, it's probably going to lead to something. I was like, you're right.
I think it tells a lot about whoever either found him or may have killed him, or like whatever happened. Whoever was there was like nice enough or liked him enough to not just like let him rot or like chop him up or fuck. Like they put him in a place and like
question.
You know, I don't know.
I like it's some real like in-depth detective work. Who took the fucking picture?
Of what?
Will.
Of what?
In the photo.
I think that was posthumous, like one of the detectives or like one of the
No. Are you talking
forensics.
about the family album?
Yeah.
Dude, it's just a communion picture.
Oh, the one where he's like just like in the
I'm
suit?
sure every kid got a picture of that who like did first communion that day. That's like really common.
Oh, the one where he's in the suit? Yeah. He's like
What?
praying.
I thought it would have been like
That's like a Catholic
I thought
thing.
it could have been like at home and someone was like, "Oh, let me take a picture."
No, they even said that's at his
He was
first
alive.
communion.
Yeah. He was like a 10-year-old little guy.
What if it was a family member taking the picture? Like,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
The cousin.
It says a lot about whoever was there. They were probably either at communion or knew him enough to know he was Catholic. I don't know. It's something
church.
there. Yeah, there's
I
something
really
there.
don't think it is, man. I don't think it's the church. I think the church is going to be a stepping stone to finding out the bigger powers at play right here. Like, the Ozark Child Outreach Center put up $10,000 for the reward, and the cops were like, why didn't you run that through us? That should have been run by us. He was like, oh, we ran it through the FBI, and all the higher-ups said it's okay. It's kind of going along with seasons 1 and 2 of that, you know, the Tuttle family run this giant religious empire in season 1. And season 2, it's like these giant people who run like sex rings and the zoning rights. I don't know what the fuck season 2
How would y'all
was.
feel if
Casper?
they connected
Yeah,
them?
Casper knew this. Casper knew this.
How would y'all feel if they connected season 1 and 2 through? Like,
I'd be pretty pissed, honestly.
Yeah.
They don't need to connect them. I think them getting connected is like murders and detectives and like, you know, I don't think
I like
they
it just
need
as
to.
an Easter egg kind of.
Yeah, absolutely.
kind of
Like
thing.
the
'Cause
common
they already
thread,
have-
you know?
Yeah, they already have some kind of.
I mean,
bullshit
I like that they kind of have something in common, but I don't want them to like relate to each other in any sense more than like they're kind of they feel the same.
That's
way.
what I was saying earlier. It's hard to like even try to compare Wayne and Roland to Marty and Rust. You know, they're like polar opposite characters, and that's what's making this season feel like more organic, more.
These characters might have more to them than the first two guys. In season
I'm
one.
really liking this season, like a lot.
Yeah, that third episode might have been the best. Like, despite the director change, you know.
The brown sedan. What do you guys think? I mean, that's a big plot
huge
point
clue.
here. Yeah.
I mean, like, how do you miss a fucking brown sedan that they said was like the flashiest in the neighborhood?
Right.
I mean, I missed it. It was in. It was in
The
episode
yellow
two.
It was in the yellow school bus shot.
It was.
I think that school bus shot, like, now it has more weight with the Mercedes in it that we're just assuming. is
Yeah,
the-
yeah, definitely.
We don't know whether or not that's the vehicle. Like, I mean, it does look much nicer than all the others, but I mean, it's not like a fucking
it's the
Bentley,
only
you
It's
know?
a brown sedan.
It's the only brown sedan we've seen yet.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's probably a million of those back then. Maybe not that nice. I don't know, but.
And the lady did say that everyone around here is poor. And so I guess seeing a Mercedes-Benz, new Benz riding down the street, we really don't know a whole lot from this episode yet. They're kind of still just giving us clues, and there's more questions than answers right now, which, I mean, obviously, we're only at 3 episodes in, so. We've talked about what happened between Wayne and Roland between 1980 and 1990. Episode 3 ends with them getting back together, detective work once again when they reopened the case of Julie Purcell, and we didn't learn anything about the wrongful convictions yet. We didn't see those buggy teenagers at all. I think we're going to learn something more next episode about them and what exactly they mean by the wrongful convictions. That's still kind of up in the air. We talked about the communion photo. I don't really have anything else to say about that one.
What about the fingertips? Because she went on the date with the guy. Amelia went on that date with the guy to get more information. I forgot exactly what information she got, but like
the fingertips were on the shelves.
Exactly. So she was shopping, not robbing.
I think, dude, I don't know. I don't think it could be her.
What? What do you mean?
Those fingerprints. I think they're fake or something.
I think they're her.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I think they're definitely her. I think that her reappearing is a big, big problem for Wayne and Amelia.
Because of their story or something?
Yes, I think that happening to them is now causing, like, strain on their marriage, causing them to not see eye to eye with stuff.
He mentions it in the 90s when they're sitting in the car. He's like, there's this thing that just sits between us, and he's talking about the case. Like, he might be talking about the girl. I don't know. But he basically alludes to the fact that she's writing the novel, it's reopening, like, it's a lot for him, and I feel like that's the source of a lot of tension between them, is the fact that, like, she's kind of capitalizing on everything and he's, like, living in the reality of it all.
And he doesn't like seeing his name. He says that a lot.
He said he couldn't even read it because he kept seeing his name.
He doesn't like being correlated with the case. He wants to be distanced from it. I really believe that he
did some
shit in a good way. Not that he's a bad character. I think he did something that would be considered illegal.
Yeah, legal way.
Exactly. I think Roland knows that too, because Roland goes, like, he was one of the best detectives I ever worked with. He says that a lot. Like, you're good, man. Like, oh, that's good, man. That's smart, you know?
Because that you were okay at.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
I love that Oklahoma, that Arkansas kind of southern.
We said it last episode, but the performances are really good.
Classic.
Like, across the board.
I love the dad, this is the first time we've seen him, like, 10 years later, right?
Oh, Tom Purcell.
Yeah, that was really cool. I liked that scene a lot.
So let's talk about you pulled me out of the hole 5 years ago. That line he says to Roland. What happened? I mean, he got sober.
Did he literally get pulled out of a hole? Like, did he, like, or was he
so.
just, like, struggling?
I think maybe they ran into each other at a bar, and they're like, how you
Helped him out.
been? And he was like, dude, you are fucked up right now. Because Roland seems like he's got his shit together.
I mean, he's steering the ship now, as he would say.
Yes, steering the ship, exactly. I think that he left all this unscathed when it clearly, like one of y'all said, Wayne got the brunt of it.
He was probably in the hospital when all the sketch shit goes down.
Dude, that's a huge point.
That's like classic season 1 kind of shit where Matthew McConaughey winds up in the hospital. Woody Harrelson's coming to visit him.
Roland's probably in the hospital. And he's like, he comes out and the case is over, and he's like, "What happened?" And he's just like,
I killed him.
You're gonna have to read the book to find out.
I know this is going back a little bit, but I forgot to mention it. I feel like the Walmart scene alludes to the fact that the little girl, like his daughter, something bad would happen to her because, like, she's the one who kind of, like, drifted off.
Exactly.
I know we mentioned it correlated to, like, the Purcell case, but I feel like it's gonna foreshadow the fact that she's the one who's, like, kind of gone now.
Yeah, she drifted away.
Yeah, and the the son is still there.
That Walmart scene, too, is really interesting because we see him shopping with the kids, and he's clearly uncomfortable. He clearly doesn't do this a lot. You see him at the toilet paper not knowing exactly which one to get. On the other hand, Amelia is doing detective work. The roles are so reversed in the 90s that it's pretty apparent something's going on. Like, she's getting too involved in this case, and he doesn't know how to cope with her doing that, maybe surpassing him in investigative skills or something. Kind of like how Incredibles 2 was with, like, the patriarch, you know what I mean? Like, now becoming the matriarch, that sort of thing.
She goes off and does her own thing.
I saw it as, like, he's like, all right, I've been done with this case for 10 years, and all of a sudden it's back up again. He's like, fuck, because you probably covered up some illegal shit. And she's all like, "Oh, I can't wait to dig deeper." And
it's
and
fun
like,
for her.
And he's like, "God damn it!" He's like, "I'm trying to hide this shit
Yeah.
that she probably has no idea about, but he can't say it."
I think she.
Well, she's pretty driven to like do this book and be successful, and like I don't know if she's driven to solve the truth, but I think she's driven to like make something of herself by getting into it. Like she's more driven from her own self ego or whatever than she is about like solving the murder. Like I don't think she gives a shit about what happened to the kids. I think she wants to capitalize off it. And that's what gets him. Like he doesn't even like the fact that she brings it up.
She clearly is looking for excitement in her life, as she said in the 80s, where she just goes to different cities and pretends to be someone else.
She's still kind of like that in the 90s when they're in the car.
Yes.
You know? And,
yes.
and she's still like that when she comes home and she's drinking and she's going out with other detectives to find stuff out.
It's a little creepy seeing her butter up to those detectives, because that's sort of what she did to him in the 80s.
She does it so well. She does it so well.
Because she's the fucking murderer.
I don't know anymore if she's necessarily the murderer, but there's something bigger. Like, I don't think it's that cut and dry.
I wish he would read the goddamn book.
He will when he will
read the
in
goddamn
2015.
book. Like,
And
come on.
There's going to be an episode where he doesn't have memory issues. I bet there's going to be something where like,
everything's clear.
Clear as day.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
Or there's going to be an episode where it's just like, like reading the book.
That kind of happened. That hallucination scene was tremendous. That scared me.
When it ended, I was like, ooh.
It was really kind of scary. He's saying, like, I don't deserve this. And she's like, I know you don't, but it's happening, and I'm so sorry. Like, that is just such, like, a bone-chilling, like, fuck,
dude,
I'm
like,
here.
What the fuck is this season?
I love it.
Me too, man.
Like, I wish we knew,
love it,
dude.
man.
We're going to get there.
Dude, this season is warming up, and it's just trending upwards. It's not like season 2 where Colin Farrell got fake shot.
It's a little rocky.
He's not. Like, this season is very on point with kind of, I guess, what we might have wanted, maybe.
Yeah.
Any last points? I'm going to go through mine. I'm pretty sure I covered everything I wanted to. My 3 favorite scenes, the Walmart scene, the hallucination scene, and then the bar scene at the end. I thought the dialogue between them at the bar was really well done. It reminded me of season 1 dialogue.
Oh, I got a question. You kept pointing out how they did a lot of like blue and tan colors.
Yeah.
What is that? What do you think that means?
I don't know.
We don't know yet.
From an aesthetic standpoint, it
Light
looks
and death?
awesome.
Is it like light and death or something?
I don't know if it's light and death. I don't know what like blue and tan beige represent.
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
But every shot and every character is more or less wearing tan or beige. And then the characters that aren't, like the purple buggy,
red.
The
Roland's
red
jacket was like blue and tan checkered going into the guy's house. There's
like,
a lot of that.
Literally, just look at any frame and there's going to be like blue in one corner and like tan on the face. Like, it's really well done. And it doesn't look like stupid. It doesn't look like overly stylistic for no reason. It just looks really good.
Like,
I'm pretty much good. My beer's like almost done, you know. I'm good. Episode 3 was killer. I mean, fucking like 9 out of 10 episode. Like, that was really well done.
Really well done.
It's set up
for a fluffer episode.
It's set up for to be like a home run.
Yeah, next episode's gonna be a heavy hitter. I'm fairly certain.
I'm wearing a diaper for that one.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for listening to episode 2 of Brew Detective, covering True Detective, The Big Never. What was it called? Yeah, the Big Never. Fucking A.
Tom's a flat
Big Short.
Thank you for our listeners for listening to us. If you guys could give a review on iTunes or subscribe to us on YouTube, that would be great. Kind of promote the show a little bit. Next episode premieres next Sunday, fucking January something. I don't know.
27th.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. January 27th. Look at you, Father Time over
Guy
here.
knows what day of the week it is all of a sudden.
I know, wow.
I already know what happens in that episode.
Alrighty, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for being on the cast again.
You're welcome.
Anytime.
Alrighty, take care.